Hey Fruit Faces, I hope you don't mind the voiceover here, but I wanted to talk with you guys kind of just about who I am, maybe for those of you who are new to my channel, and I also wanted to answer some questions for some people who have been asking questions. I like to answer them both in, text and also on a video in case other people are wondering the same things or whatever. So if you have any more questions for me, please leave them below in the comments section of this video, or you can always go to my Tumblr and leave me questions there. So first of all, just kind of explain, I am a 34 and a half year old woman. I do have two kids. They're both, they're like at that teenager / preteen age. And I do also have 3 pets now, and they were all basically rescued. If they were not from the shelter, then they were about to go to the shelter. So I'm also a domestic and sexual abuse survivor and a former drug addict. I was addicted to marijuana, and I know that you can't really be physically addicted to marijuana. I guess that's really up for debate, but I think I was definitely psychologically addicted to marijuana for probably over a decade, and I've kicked that habit. I am a single mom. Somebody asked me the other day what I did for work. Right now I'm substitute teaching, and I'm also in school to be a high school social studies teacher. I've recently changed my major again, and I think I'm definitely going to stick with it this time. And that's going to take me still quite some amount of time. So, just plugging away at it slowly, I guess. So basically, the whole gist of my channel here, I just like to keep it real. I want to show how easy it can be to thrive on high raw, basically, as a mom, as a single mom who doesn't get any child support. Basically, if I can do this, then you guys can do this too. So I really just want to show people that it is doable, it works, and kind of give tips on how people can do that. And also, a lot of my videos I do strictly for accountability, to keep myself accountable and on track. And also, I also find that my videos help me to grow, they help me to reflect, and they help me to get better and better every single day and every single month. So of course, I absolutely love that. Now I want to tell you a little bit about my program as well. I've been doing basically Raw Till 4 since I started veganism about almost 3 years ago. And I'm going to do a video more specifically about this, but I still kind of do Raw Till 4, but I kind of don't. My routinely raw is basically, I'm aiming for a raw diet. I'm aiming for a very, 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 very high raw. I'm not aiming for 100% because I don't really see the clear-cut benefit in 100% versus 98 versus 95 or whatever percent. So I feel like if you're doing routinely raw, if you're doing raw most of the time, if you're doing raw, either until the weekend or until 8 o'clock at night or until you get so undercarb that you need to, really just have some cooked food or whatever, then I think that's wonderful. I think that's fine, whether you're using this as a lifestyle or a transitional type of diet, then either way. But I really feel like it's a little bit of a step up from Raw Till 4. So let's see. Yeah, my videos are just basically, like I said, just providing proof that it works, providing motivation, inspiration, how to. I do a lot of hauls. I try to keep it budget friendly, but of course we have to have balance with everything. I do really easy meals. Really, I want to call it lazy, like a lazy raw vegan, because I don't do very intricate, very detailed. I don't do a lot of recipes that have a lot of ingredients, and I just do easy, quick meals that, like a single mom could do. So, and a lot of my stuff is really kid-friendly and teen-friendly as well. I focus sometimes a lot on nutrition and fitness and my journey to minimalism, meal planning, and everything like that. So definitely, like I said, if you have any questions for me, leave them here or on Tumblr. You can also find me on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And again, just to answer some of the questions that I've been getting over the past couple weeks and months, I already answered the one about what I do for a living. And I just also had a question about, do I eat gluten-free? I don't feel that I've really ever had a problem with gluten, and so I don't feel the need to go gluten-free. I think that a lot of it is a lot of the problems people are having with gluten is the non-organic gluten. I think the way they process it is not that good. But as far as I can tell for myself, mentally, information wise and for my body, I don't feel that I have a specific problem with gluten. I do find that I feel better on raw, high fruit, like lots of juicy fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. I do feel a little bit better on that versus a bunch of cooked food. But if I were to take a meal of rice versus, a meal of even like bread, I don't really notice that. Or if I was to like I have had meals of, gluten-free bread or gluten-free pasta, and like, I don't notice a difference between that at all, between that and regular stuff. So I just keep on eating. I love my bread and stuff every once in a while. So somebody asked me if I have a dehydrator, and I actually do. I have a secondhand dehydrator from a good friend, and I actually have not used it yet. I'm too lazy. So I actually just recently splurged and bought myself a food processor. So I think that's going to help me to maybe use my dehydrator a little bit more. So be on the lookout for some dehydrating recipes and trials and things like that. I had a couple different people asking me when I was talking a lot about tofu, like what adverse reactions I was feeling from eating too much tofu and why I decided to cut that out. And I didn't really cut it out. I just decided to cut down on the tofu. And that was mainly because I felt like I was just eating too much. I was literally eating a whole block to myself. And afterwards, I was just a little bit tired, basically was it. Like I noticed that it was taking my body more energy to digest it than I was eating really high raw around the time that I was doing that. I was like eating raw, and that was the only thing cooked that I was eating. And so of course, that was very noticeable for me. And then I also mentioned how I had somebody on my Facebook comment and lead me to some research that said that you really shouldn't be eating more than 5 servings of tofu a day. And it kind of actually negates the benefits of veganism if you do that. So I was eating about 4.5. So that's why I decided to cut it down. And I haven't been buying it at all because I don't want to like slip back into it. But I definitely do buy it. I buy it for the kids and I still eat it. I just try to have like half a block or less at a time and just try not to let myself overdo it. Overdoing anything probably isn't the best idea. So I had another question about if the combination of pineapples and bananas, which is my favorite way to eat bananas nowadays, if that had affected my digestion. And no, I have not noticed that affecting my digestion at all. But I do have, I think, I've always had a pretty strong digestive tract. So again, as far as stuff like that, I would just say try it. Just make a small smoothie, and just give it a try and see if it affects you. And even some people, sometimes, certain things bother me and sometimes they don't. So, you might have something like that bother you sometimes and not another time. But yeah, I would just say give it a try. If it's something that you're, interested in, it's worth a try. It's not going to kill you, So another question I had was how the green was going, and that was a reference to the marijuana. And I am proud to say that, I do get cravings, but I haven't been smoking. I don't even know how long it's been. I haven't been keeping track because I haven't really been thinking about it. I haven't really been craving it. Like I said, it comes and goes. Like I'll get a marker or a trigger or something that reminds me of it. And I'll be like, oh, maybe I should go get something now. And then it just goes. If you just let the cravings for really anything go, they just pass. I had somebody ask me what my number is, and I'm definitely not going to give that out. But if you would like to email me or find me on Facebook, I'm just Klaireeberry. So, and then the last question I'm going to answer today was about dried fruit. If I do dried raisins or dried fruit, I do. I find that it's, of course, very portable, very handy, and I don't do a lot of raisins. They've just never really been my favorite. It's just like too sweet for me. I really like the mango from Costco. It's not organic, but it's unsulfured. I show this in my hauls a lot. That's probably my favorite dried fruit. I have a big bag of apricots that I'm finishing up, but again, those are a little bit too sweet. I love dried apricots, but only if they're like more sour, and the ones from Costco aren't very sour, so I don't really like those as much. And then what else? I get the dried pineapples from Costco. They are organic and they are amazing and they're beautiful and I love those. And then there's another one that I like to get, but I can't think of what it is. Mainly just pineapples, mangoes, yeah, if I think about it, I'll put it in there. But yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos or any questions you would like me to answer. Thanks a lot. Take care, and don't forget to eat your fruit.